get deported.
Yeah, most likely. That's what happens. We are tWoTcast, episode 435. Thought my computer wasn't working for a second there. Didn't know what that was.
Start
Anyway,
over and yell it.
we are tWoTcast, episode 435.
That's
No, he doesn't have. Okay.
All right, everyone shut the f*** up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go. We are tWoTcast! Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time Reread Podcast. Explicit and R. Freaking rated. Jono's the wild card. Always talking shit. Joe's the straight man. He's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
previously on X-Men.
We are
Hello, everybody. You're viewing tWoTcast, the Wheel of Time Reread podcast, now covering season 3 of the Wheel of Time still. I guess the Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime in general, not necessarily that season. And more aptly, the death of it.
Yes.
With me, as always, it's Jono.
Jono.
And I'm Joe, and Tom's here too.
Study your math. So we're just doing the same autopsy week after week.
I mean, there's new stuff to talk about, Tom. There's new stuff.
Well, we start a little different every time. It's a little different.
It's a little.
And then
Why that is?
after half an hour, we're just the same talking points we've had for 6
5
years.
years. Oh, hello, Violet. Say goodnight, Joey.
Say goodnight, Violet.
Good night, Violet.
Hold on, I'm gonna bring in Taffy, and I'm gonna jump off for a second so I can handle this.
Wait, Violet. Violet, it's Wendy.
can I please see your nightgown? Is that
Can I
Ariel? Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, Violet looks sleepy.
Yeah, you're gonna get so cozy in that nightie. And who's your bear with you? Who's that bear?
Tommy Bear?
Wait, does she
Say
have
words.
wings? Is that a fairy bear? She's so
Whoa.
beautiful. She's got a
All right.
nightgown too. Oh, you guys are gonna.
This is an
cozy up
inappropriate
with
show for
them?
my daughter, Taffy.
Oh, you guys are streaming right now?
Yes. What time
Oh,
do you think
hi
it is?
everybody. Hey, so we're gonna have to. We've got some MySpace news.
Happy
Oh, well,
birthday.
hold on.
Oh, thanks.
Wait for Joe
Yeah,
to
but we
get
do-
back, 'cause he's
We do
charging.
MySpace news with a spinning graphic and some big music and a lot of
Yeah,
fanfare. We don't.
he better have all that. Yeah.
We don't just talk about it.
Well, he's been making a lot of money off this MySpace stuff, so he fucking better put the time in.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm really excited
Happy?
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
me
some
too.
How have
big,
you been?
big happenings in the MySpace world this week.
There really have been. You're not joking.
Hey, Taffy,
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, Tom. Thanks.
What'd
Happy
you do for your
belated
birthday?
Yeah, thanks.
I also don't have that in my phone, so I apologize. I'm gonna blame my wife for that.
It's
She
fine.
fucking
It's fine.
I only
Every
knew
time I see you guys, it's like a birthday.
it was
Yay, happy birthday.
because of Blue Sky.
What about Blue Sky?
That's how I knew it was your birthday.
Oh, yeah, like some of my friends that the ones I told you guys about, the ones that don't that aren't part of the
What?
fandom that we're helping spread the news about Save What.
I
So,
thought
like,
you were going
holy-
to say they were the ones that go to another school and live in Canada.
You wouldn't know them. You wouldn't know them.
Yeah, but we're definitely dating. All of them.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, speaking of Glenn, I forgot to. I didn't make the connection yet, but Glenn is on MySpace. Everybody,
Oh,
Glenn is on MySpace. I will
All right.
remedy that later.
We got to stop. We got to wait for the MySpace up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, wait for the
Okay.
You gotta-
MySpace update.
You got to tell, and then you tell everybody about all of
Sorry.
our new followers.
Okay, where's the graphic?
There's
I don't
five.
have a- I
All
don't
right,
have a
are we
graphic.
ready for it? Let's do it right now. MySpace update. Joe, hit the graphic.
Okay, here it is.
All right, where's the music? Guys. They're
No,
not
me and
followers,
Taffy
by the way.
figured it out. It's not that sound effect. It's gonna be the old dial-up sound. It's gonna be like
That works. They're not followers. They're connections.
Connections, got it, yeah.
They are connections. Joe, I don't know if you got
Yeah.
that video I sent you. I was at the pool supply store, and the
Yeah.
guy ran the credit card machine, and it's all do 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 do. It's all do do. It's like I tried to. I'm like, wait a minute, and then the guy
Perfect job,
behind
pool
me,
supply store.
he's like, I'm going to use a credit card. If you can wait a second, you can record it when he runs my card. And I did, but the store owner, he's like, hold on, here it comes. And he was like talking over it. And I was like, bro, you just messed up my found. It's like fully.
What
I found
an idiot.
fully actual.
But maybe that adds some color to it.
Maybe I'll figure out a way to take that out. I'll figure it out.
That's true. Yeah. So
You just,
that was
dude,
very
you just
surprising.
layer it out. You layer it out. You
Just
make
do
all
it.
the sound into layers and then
Mhm.
remove the talking. That's my assumption. That's how it works.
Hi, white man.
Just my chocolate.
Oh, that's
Oh,
it.
those ears.
Heyo.
Liar.
DJ Hoppa?
All right, so we're still in the middle of the MySpace update. Taffy, you want to talk about
Yeah.
our new followers?
Yeah, what's the news here?
Yeah.
What's
New
going on?
connections. Our new
So
connections.
new connections. Well, I do have one thing to say that I am currently, I think, 3 connections ahead of you guys.
What the? Well, you are a musician.
I just closed it, but I,
I
don't
feel
even.
that
Oh,
you-
Taffy, it's because I promoted you on
Damn, his ass.
Oh,
on
thank,
Dragon
that's
Ball.
right. Thank you so much.
It's
That
a
was
race
so
to
nice of
100.
Taffy and I were supposed to be on Dragon Mount last night together, and then she bailed on me for her birthday.
Well, that's not the
Happy
whole story, Joseph. Thank you,
No, it got
Jono.
rescheduled. It got
It got
rescheduled to her birthday.
rescheduled.
Yeah.
And I was like, I will be going for dinner or something. I don't know. We took the kids to dinner. It was fun.
Do you have a little rectal
Kids
sexual?
took you to dinner.
News.
Yeah. Yes, they did. They did.
All right.
Yeah, we
it was
got
your
news.
birthday.
Hey, Dan.
Hi,
So if you're
Dan.
if you're watching this and you're not following us on MySpace, what are you doing with your life?
I seriously.
I mean, you're literally in front
Hi,
of the screen
Patrick.
right now anyway. Just sign up and do it.
Tom,
Yeah,
Tom
this is a
Shiny Dome is
meeting.
indeed here.
This is a business meeting, everybody. This is important stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
All right,
Sorry.
Taffy, who are new followers? You want to start with Glenn Myron?
Glenn, thanks for joining MySpace.
You can join us on MySpace at myspace.com/tWoTcast, the new space for all your Wheel of Time news.
What's the graphic for that one? That's all right. You gotta,
www.myspace.com.
Okay, so we've got.
we have a crawl for that.
Whoa, I
We have a crawl.
have actually one more.
There's 4 more. We have 5 new connections this week.
Wow, that's really cool. Okay, so but here's the thing: if you have a different username when we're
You don't know who
here,
the fuck you are.
and then you have so if you are here and you're listening, and you want us to make the connection with you, just give us a little comment.
DJ Haber, we're bringing MySpace back.
Well, like we said, we're going to shout out every single new connection every week. Let's start with, let's do 9LZ. His picture is of a guy with short hair smoking a cigarette.
Oh,
Not-
it's you.
But-
okay.
But he's got a goatee.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
you making-
9LZ.
I know 9LZ.
I
Cooler,
I know
less.
9LZ.
Is he cooler,
we
less
know him. We
cool,
know
or
him.
is
We
he
know
the
him.
evil version of me?
Well, first off, anything is cooler than you.
Is he from the
Nailed
worst
it.
time?
That's
Thank
9LZ. Okay. Let me connect and find Glenn. This is going really well.
All right, so we have,
Don't do it in real time.
we've got.
Let me take some
Also,
notes on this
you don't-
process.
You're not only
This
doing it in real
process
time,
needs
but
to
you're
be-
like quietly
Okay.
telling us as you're doing it.
Yes,
just
I
do it.
know. I fell a little bit behind on there. Things
How about
need to
Iris
take
Bear
care of.
1414? She has no
I-
profile.
Oh, Iris Bear
Yes.
connected to us on a. Oh, that's
Yes.
great. That is.
And that's
I love
fine.
the fact. I just looked at our tWoTcast as well on our MySpace, and it also is probably more accurate on the updates of when we have new shows than our Blue Sky and Twitter feed.
Hey, that's
We're working
nice.
it.
We know where
Jono.
our
You're doing a
money's
great
made.
job, Jono. Don't sell yourself short.
Let's talk about our last 2 new connections. One is Nate
Yes.
Lenahan. He's got quite a long bio of things that he does, and then just kind of in there near the bottom, it just says prepper. And I was like, okay. But then our second,
Prepper.
but our second, or our fifth and final connection is the survivalpartystore.com.
Oh, the survivalpartystore.com. That's my favorite.
So
Portland,
also-
Oregon.
Yes.
But it's Portland,
Glenn said
Oregon.
9LZ
And
is Patrick.
and so is Nate. So I'm assuming that's his business. And if he's watching, what is the Survival Party Store?
Oh, 9Ls. Oh. He's
If you're a
responding
prepper-
to Patrick.
And you have a survival store. I understand that. What's the Survival Party Store?
Well, that's how you party after the survival.
Is it literally like just like fireworks and poppers and champagne, but that will last for 50 years while you're
Careful with poppers; they'll
around?
cause AIDS. But
That's actually a great idea. It needs long-lasting rations of party supplies.
yeah.
I'm gonna mute for a second.
I'm honestly just super curious about the party aspect of the survival store or the survival aspect of the party store.
What if
Party
it's a combination
prepper.
of like
I think
Party
getting
City
through a
and
party
Prep
can
City?
count as surviving sometimes.
Well, yeah, you want it to be fun. You're going to be underground for a long time with Brendan Fraser, but I just want- I wanted-
man. Yeah.
I want to know so much more about how they go hand in hand.
Hand
need
and
to know.
penis. Penis and hand. It's a great question, and we can ask them maybe for not next week because we won't have a show next week, but in 2 weeks because we still know what the fuck we're doing. Might as well just have it all about prep parties, unless of course that's a different thing. In which case we'll still cover it. I do love just having a.
I
prep
think
party.
it's clearly, like you can blow stuff up with dynamite, but then you can take a little tiny bit of dynamite and make a little confetti popper. So it's just
maybe it's a bunch of
they go hand in hand.
Oh, maybe it's confetti that you could also eat or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, confetti.
Right.
and then our song connection update for this week is No Scrubs by TLC.
The whale Brendan Fraser, not bedazzled.
It's gonna take a little
No,
more
what-
room up, but it's
What
all
is
right.
what's the name of that?
First of
Brendan Fraser
all,
movie where
why,
he's
man?
underground
Everyone
Christopher Walken?
knows. Everyone knows the best Brendan Fraser is The Mummy by a mile. Unless you're a female, then it's usually Tarzan.
Whoa!
The Mummy
Okay,
was
first off,
my-
George of the Jungle. George of the Jungle.
George the Jungle
Mummy-
is a fucking.
The Mummy
like,
was
that's
my
a-
old dog's favorite movie. She would just stop everything she was doing and watch it literally for 2 straight
Yeah,
hours.
I remember that. That was so
Who,
weird.
Ladybird.
So weird, yeah.
Ladybird would do that.
Yeah. Like anything could be on the TV at all, and she would just walk right by. But if Tom turned The Mummy on, she would stop and stare at it and just watch the whole movie. It was so weird.
That's so cute.
It's
She liked
Really
the
loved
Mummy.
really liked The Mummy.
It's a good film. I tried to put a song by Yule as our new song, but she is not on MySpace for some reason.
Yeah, I couldn't. I tried to do it after we talked about it. You guys were talking about adding music to it, and I couldn't
It's the
find
Mummy
Death
hard stuff.
Grips or Mr. Bungle. So I don't know what music.
I
I'll be
corrected
choosing.
myself.
I'm just gonna do one song a week to slowly build our playlist.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, so far so good. ABBA and TLC.
So far,
Yeah.
so good.
Lindsay got really mad at me tonight because I had my Fergie shirt on. I still do, but it's underneath this.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
And the baby was just
why
like,
was
"What's
she
that?"
mad?
And I was like, "That's Fergie. Can you say Fergie?" And he's like, "Fergie." I'm like, good. I was like,
That's
Can you
so
say
cute.
Fergalicious? I said, "Can you say Fergalicious?" And she's like, "Don't make him say that." He goes, "Fergie."
Oh, that's good. I like
He
it.
won't say hot though. Like I'm like, "Can you say hot?" And he just goes hot.
Not yet.
Maybe he
Yeah,
thinks
close.
you're saying it twice because you're
We'll
dumb.
get
Close.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We will get there.
Uh,
And then I had my TLC shirt on recently and had him naming all the band members.
What is this?
Man.
Are we done with MySpace? Is the MySpace?
Yeah,
done?
yeah, that was the MySpace
Alright.
update. We did it.
Oh,
Once
okay.
you-
That's the
once we
MySpace
were-
update, everybody.
let us know in the comments if we missed somebody.
Yeah, Joe wants to make sure
Yeah.
that
You also can get a call out on our show if you join us on myspace.com/tWoTcast, and that's where you get all the news of the Wheel of Time stuff. And also hang out with Taffy, myspace.com.
Become a new connection.
You
Oh,
know?
we had a new connection while we did the update. You're going to be shouted out next week. You might be the only one. So we have.
You
to.
can't say it now. We can't say it now.
And also, Tom, say it again. Not next week. 2 weeks from now, you guys are gonna be
2 weeks
in,
from now.
Hilton Ed.
Yeah.
As they say in Spanish.
Oh yeah, next week we are taking the week off because Tom and I are on vacation together, naked.
Yes, they're gonna make
That'll
some
be so
sweet love,
fun.
and I'm gonna film it.
You are.
Tom don't want
Yeah.
no scrubs. Oh hey Matt.
Hi, Matt.
It is 8:50, and like I don't know how many houses down. There's somebody using a chainsaw, and then over this way, someone is now shooting a nail gun.
Yeah, I can hear that.
What are they?
Maybe
That
they're
sounds
going after.
awesome.
Are they
You-
fighting? Yeah.
It's not. It's not. It's not bad, Tom. It's you can barely hear.
They're
it.
shooting a horror movie. Hey, Matt's dagger, are you still here?
How dare you go on vacation?
Oh, hi, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron. Matt's dagger. I was
Aaron
looking
told
at
me
the-
last
oh.
night that when she's on our show listening, she's also simultaneously playing D&D and ignoring them to listen to our show.
Oh, thanks for being here, Aaron.
I don't
How
know
are
if
you?
she should be more offended.
No, but you know,
It makes me imagine her characters like just constantly walking into a wall. Like,
yeah, into a wall, getting stuck
Like
on
a
the corner
Segway
by the
that's just
stairs
stuck
and not being able to get up.
Wait, you guys have a question for Matt's dagger. I don't know if this is correct or not, but I was looking up contact information for the Save Watt campaign, like the GoFundMe specifically, that they were raising funds for marketing materials and stuff. And I think I saw Matt's dagger on there. Is that true, or was that another Matt account? Because I found Melindra. Oh, okay, cool. Matt, I emailed Melindra because one of my really good friends runs a skywriting company in LA, and I think they're the biggest one out here. So, and I asked him if you guys had already contacted them, and he said he hadn't heard anything yet. So I emailed Melindra his contact info, his number and his email, and then I also sent him the link for it. So if you guys, and he'll probably give you guys a good price. So if you guys are looking for skywriting, oh, cool. Okay.
No, he said, "Yep, I'm here." Maybe that wasn't. Oh yeah, okay. Well, he looked.
It is wild that you're having a spoken word conversation with somebody in chat. While we just
I hope you got all that.
Daffy's, she knows how to work a live stream, Tom.
Daffy, it's recorded. He got it all, no matter what.
Okay.
You can just watch it back.
Well, I just don't know. Like, I'm sure you guys get a lot of emails and stuff, so I just wanted to make sure Melindra knew that. Yeah, that I had tried.
It was from a famous singer and not just some rando.
Oh my God.
What's the money for this GoFundMe? Like, how is that supposed to work? Because, like, I get.
Well, let's talk about it in our new recurring segment. Say what?
Oh, you got a graphic for that?
So this is our episode covering tWoT with Save What.
I was going to sarcastically tell you to hit the graphic, but there was
one.
It's because that's the only one I got to.
Well,
also, Joe, this was supposed to be a third fucking episode of like, is it dead, still dead, whatever the fuck dead.
Yeah.
Where's the title for that?
I asked you guys, and you weren't telling me what to do.
John,
no, we talked about this a week ago of different.
For like
names.
the last 3 weeks, we're just kind of freewheeling.
I forget
it's going
things,
really
John.
well, so let it happen.
We talked about a few titles last night, but they were too long. They weren't fitting in.
We
there.
did, yeah.
We also agreed on several a week ago.
I can't remember things, John. I can't be held accountable. Well, the petition's up to 160,000. It's a lot. It's like doubled since last week.
Hey, and also let's thank Tom O'Hara for his signature last week. We
Thanks, Tom, and thanks for the thousands of emails that you sent. The signatures you sent.
I've created an endless amount of MySpace bots to send emails and comments to.
My question remains the same for you guys. Are they listening? Do they care?
No and no.
No and no. And also, I hate to break it to you, 160,000 is not a lot of people.
I mean, it's a lot of people to put the time to do it, I think, though, right?
To do what?
It's 7 seconds. It's really not. Yeah. It's
a lot of time for the people to create it.
I wanted the show to come
nice
back.
website.
I'm very serious about that.
I wanted to come back for you guys because, like, even all right, so I haven't even watched the third season. We're talking about it so much. It's been great for me. I'm having a good time.
You didn't have to do a damn thing.
I do want the people that are sad about it to get it back. I've an old man, like, over the years, like, there's tons of shows where, especially like, do you remember like having to wait at the end of every season? You love the show, and then you're like, I guess we have to see if it gets renewed again. That even happened to Seinfeld.
I don't know why, but I wish Joe somehow had the audio to just play the fucking bass. Why was that queued up? Fins is correct.
It's really looking like, unless Apple picks it up, it's dead. Yeah.
Would Apple pick it up? Has Apple ever done this? They
haven't. Well, to Tom's DeSimone's point last night, he was like, but maybe that's why they will. And I was like, oh, all right, fine, but no.
What is that?
I was like,
so don't let Aaron DeSimone hear this, but I absolutely love her husband. But that's going to be one of the most flawed logics that could actually have been a woman who said it.
That's David Cross from Arrested Development talking about what is it where they're gonna have like an open relationship and it's like, does it ever work for me? He's like, no, it never does. It always
yeah.
But maybe it'll work for us.
David Cross is one of the most.
I really think like the only way the petition to save the Expanse only got over 100,000 and it came back. So
well, so is 10
sci-fi
over 100,000.
Yeah, it was a sci-fi show. Then Amazon picked it up. Amazon saving other shows. Why doesn't it save the show that it canceled?
Well, I guess
that
context
clearly
counts there,
still wants.
Because where was Amazon in their growth as a fake network? Yeah, their Expanse as a network at that point. Maybe they.
I guess the name worked.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Because that was
is
a while
the petition
ago.
the number of viewers that liked the show?
That's not enough.
Patrick said it sucks that it's no and no.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's no and no. I mean, I think they're aware of it for sure, but I don't think I just don't think they. I don't think they don't care. I just don't think it's going to matter in the long run. You know what I mean? Like, even they might even care. They might just be like, "That's nice that you guys love that."
It's a legitimate question. Nope. Whose job is at Amazon? Is it to be like, "Hey, did you guys see this petition?" And then who's listening to this person speak that's interested, or is just like, would you fucking shut up about it? Like, or they're like, oh, is it getting bigger? Keep me updated on those numbers.
Is
there anyone saying keep me updated on those numbers? It feels like a no.
There are people getting surveys online, like on Blue Sky and Twitter. They're getting surveys about the Wheel of Time, like from Amazon. They're sending them out like supposedly randomly.
Doesn't make any sense.
Have you guys not seen anything about that? Maybe someone else has.
Have you seen a picture of any of these, or just people talking about it?
I have. I've seen several screenshots.
Okay. I saw people talking about it. That's all I saw.
Oh, okay.
But the overarching thing, like, not to be cold and logical, but like if it doesn't make you money, and I don't understand the monetary fucking creation behind these shows anyway, I get why you cancel it. Like, if it costs more than it brings in, even though there's a lot of goodwill
all they care
behind
about
it,
is people signing up for Prime memberships, basically.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
The viewership shouldn't matter so much. So really, the only way to get it back is if everybody started canceling their Prime membership.
And then we're gonna get your
I don't know why I gave everybody that piece of advice. If you like the show, cancel your Prime membership. Stop buying things on Amazon.
Well, yeah, I mean that's. Yeah.
It'd be so easy to do if it was on like Netflix.
Literally, every time you buy something,
cancel.
go onto Amazon, find that product, and say, "I bought this somewhere else because they canceled Wheel of Time."
You're so right, Tom.
1-star review.
While you're doing that, buy some Wheel of Time books on Amazon.com. Wait, no. BarnesandNoble.com.
Yeah, don't buy it.
The Barnes and Nobles.
Yes. Yeah. It's a dumb world that doesn't make sense, really. But that's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Did you know Bezos has a yacht whose sole purpose is to provide support for his much bigger mega yacht?
Is it really a yacht?
Yeah.
I guess it must be. Like, what does staff live on it and stuff?
Well,
supplies.
Sony Pictures keeps posting scenes from the show, so maybe they're testing the waters. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I think, Sony is the one who has the right. I mean, like, when Amazon decides not to review or renew or whatever, and they don't have a deal worked out, Sony's still holding the bag on. They're not losing money on it, but they want it to succeed because they're the ones who have,
Yeah,
what's the possibility that
no value right now.
What's the possibility that Sony's negotiating too hard on their end, and it's going to be like a Spider-Man Marvel thing where everyone's like, Tom Holland's not Spider-Man anymore. Sony said, "Fuck it," and then like 3 months later, they're like, "All right, never mind, they're doing it."
Well, it sounds like there's like a 6.9% chance that that's what happens, right? Like that, like they are being too much of a dicks about it. Amazon's being too much. Like the revenue sharing model's all fucked up because our delightful presidents doing whatever the fuck with like whatever.
Right.
As far as how's that for a very good explanation? But with tariffs, so like had they done this conversation 3 months ago, maybe it would have already been done. I don't know. Again, I'm not smart enough to know. It's not my fucking job to know. I just get drunk and yell about shit. But like that could be a part of all that's going on. And if there's any kind of smoothing out in that conversation, it just kind of gets picked up and just like we were going to, but then we didn't, and then we're back again.
Well, I think the Amazon Sony conversations are over anyway, based on Rafe's statement of last week. That seems like that's on the way.
Oh, Joe, do you have that?
Patrick's poll up? What?
Do you have the Rafe's quotations?
I do. I have I was going to go over that whole thing and read it for us, but we need.
And do you have that GIF of Rafe?
No, send it to me. Oh wait, you texted it to me. I don't have it uploaded. But...
Well, it didn't come from me. It came from one of our lovely Leafcast friends. But I will send it again.
Would they do the show on a Tubi or a Sci-Fi for like 1/10 of the budget? Could they do it?
I don't know. What I mean, like maybe because they have like, if they're allowed to, I don't even know how this would work, but like continue using the special effects that they've built up, like and have already. You know what I mean? Like they have digital models of the Trollocs and like how the Wound Power works and stuff like that.
Like Sony could pay to produce the show right now. There's just no one willing to put it out or pay them to put it out. I bet there's
renewed. I hope Rafe gets the curb.
I bet there's been so many shows that have like done a real deep dive.
Happy just watched the video.
They're so knowledgeable.
Yes, I did.
What video?
I'll show it to you in a second.
The GIF.
I'll bring it up.
Do it. It's just going over and over.
This is why
She
This
said,
is why
"Don't do it." She
I
said,
have
"Don't
said
do it."
1,000 times. I want to do Survivor, a show I've never watched, but apparently this is from it, and I can't remember if it was Dan or Ryan who sent it. But I watched the original video sent. I probably jerked off twice, and then they sent the GIF of it, and I probably jerked off twice. And Joe, whenever you get that queued up.
What if we just made like a bloopers reel instead of watching the whole show? We'll hire somebody.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Yeah.
We'll use all our
so the
YouTube
other
money to hire
aspect
somebody
of
else.
Save What that we need to talk about.
Hey, real quick before we move on to that,
yeah, sure.
Just new MySpace followers. We're not going to follow you back until next week because if I do it tonight, I won't remember that you're new and we deserve a shout out.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Hey,
I will try to.
2 weeks from now,
you
you'll
know,
get
Tom,
followed back.
manage expectations. Good job, Tom. Yeah, I appreciate
Just
that.
want to make sure.
Well, as your secretary and
2 weeks from now, you get
president
followed
of the
back on
fan club,
Tuesday
it's
night.
my job I will help you with the new followers for Tim. New followers.
And I appreciate that one out of the 4
MySpace.
characters is a woman and a secretary all in one. That was Joe's idea, and Joe's sexist.
Yep.
I did not.
Yeah.
Totally came up with that.
I mean,
Totally
it's
came up with that on my
working.
own.
What do you think it's going to be
Wow.
like when we're on episode 1000 and we're like reminiscing and going back and we're like, remember when Taffy joined the show in episode 402 and everything? I thought she was here the whole time.
I like the fact that
Tom,
this is
you'll
good
be so
cancel-
old that you won't remember for real.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Hell-
it took this long to do this. It's so obvious. It's fucking insane. Maybe we just thought you never would want to do it week to week. But
That's exactly it. That's
Well-
exactly what it was.
I'm actually in a better position. I mean, I was a little late today because Guster has his last 2 finals tomorrow. One of them is for his music. He's in the music program at school. And so I was kind of like, I was a little, so if you guys are you guys going to fire me for being late?
That's the question.
100%.
When do you reach the point of series?
The funny part about you being late was
Because-
you coming into the stream and then going, "Oh wait, are you streaming right now?"
I didn't know what was happening.
that was my
Because I
favorite
saw
part. I was
Violet,
like, "Yeah."
so I thought you guys were just chatting.
So,
you know.
like, are we at a point where like if the next time we do a show, Taffy's not here, like it's not weird? Like, when do we get to a point where we do a show and she's not here and we're mad about it?
Every time.
Or we're like annoyed. Like if
I
I
was
just
actually
dipped
upset.
out,
Yeah, like
if I
when you give me
randomly dipped
shit.
out, you guys would be like, "What's your problem?"
Yeah.
But if
I'll
Taffy
give you guys
randomly
a
dipped out,
heads
we'd be
up.
like, "Yeah, that's fine. We'll see you next time." When are we getting to what's your problem?
Oh,
territory?
right. Because you get who here?
I hate the show and glad it died.
It
It's
depends
like,
on
I'm glad
what
the show's
time it is of the day, and it depends on what I've heard if something's triggered me or
Well,
not.
I put,
And
I
right
put-
now
I
I'm
put
thinking
the
about
poll
loyalty,
up.
so now I'm glad it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
But in about
Every time I
30
think
minutes-
about how cool Rand
I'll
looks when he's
decide what-
channeling, it makes me want the show back.
Okay, now I want the show back.
Mhm, mhm.
It's very,
And I like Moraine.
Yeah, Moraine's great. I mean, there's a lot of awesome.
And then I
stuff.
think about Steppen episode and I get furious.
I
And
sometimes
saw-
think about the.
I softened a
Part of
lot of my
Valier.
stance
You
I
seem
just
to
thought-
have-
because I
Yeah.
just because I didn't watch season 3, so it's like very relaxing. So like, if you had forced me to watch season 3, I'd be like, I'm so glad it's fucking gone. But instead, I'm just like,
yeah.
whatever.
Well, Glenn
Bring
said
it back,
season 1 and
like-
2 left me not caring if we got another season, but then season 3 left me wanting a 4th.
Yeah,
That's kind of
that's
how
okay.
I was feeling.
Yeah.
What if that was their plan all along and Amazon didn't get it? They're like, look,
Yeah.
season 1 and 2 are gonna suck. 3 is really gonna hook them.
It's such a fascinating thing. Like Sony's got these rights that, like, to a certain extent, it was really funny. I think I mentioned this last week or the week before because I got drunk and forgot. But like, the change.org thing fell in my that was like reboot the Wheel of Time without Rafe, and I was like, I just took a screenshot, sent it to Joe and Tom. I was like, huh. And then like 2 days later, the show was canceled, and I was like, oh, someone's on it.
What if Sony muscled Red Eagle into an open grave and just took it for themselves, and then somebody that works there that's competent was like, let's find a way to make this work?
Yeah, what if they started over at the beginning? It'd be fascinating, and like did it
Oh, how would they do that?
closer.
Yeah, these
Well,
days you can do it all the time. Like you'd have to wait 3 years, 2 years.
Yeah.
maybe.
They're going to be a third of the way through it by the time that even like happens. By someone It's been what, 3 months? 2
Actually,
months. since that
people
last
want it back so badly. If you reboot it, bring it back in 2 years, and bring back the actors, like we're doing it again, like I think people would go nuts.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine.
And
Yeah.
like a lot of statements, like we're doing it right this time, and like all the angry people would be like, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah.
I might win.
Yeah.
Also, and I hope they do the exact same thing.
Exactly the same, a shot for shot remake.
Wouldn't that be the war?
It's just the end. President Sony comes
We
out.
went on the
"We did it
two
right
rivers.
first
There's
time.
5 tab
Damn, it's
here.
on. It's right. It's right."
The fuck is this? Yeah, that would be the ultimate. I don't know who's making these jokes. This multi-billion-dollar estate, but fuck yeah, good for them.
I don't know a lot
anyway.
about Sony. How much do they care about the TV division?
So at this point, they're out of the Walkman money, so they need to figure out something.
That's true. And they
Yeah.
just spend money.
They just ran out. It just happened.
Discman?
Oh, guys, that's it.
No,
There's a lot of
Discman money's
Walkman
good for
money.
the next 10 years, probably, or so.
Yeah, they're
They
fine.
still got
Did
that.
They
Did
just
they
ran out
stop
of Walkman
making
money.
those? Because I have about 3 or 4 backups just in
Yeah,
case.
you're good.
You're fine.
Okay, so that'll last me a little bit.
You
So
can
the
still find them in
second
pawn
half
shops
of
and retro shops, and by the time you can't anymore, somebody will just start remaking them like record players, and you just buy them anywhere. You're good to go.
Okay.
It'll be called
alright.
Sony Dickman.
Why?
It's close enough. Drop the S.
Patrick said, last question. Anyone here's live's going to improve because the show is over?
Tom.
Tom's, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it already has.
I
been.
loved. I mean, we've said this before on our show before, but like, and John, I know you feel the same way. But like, in a cynical sense of, we have a YouTube channel where we talk about Wheel of Time. It was always fun to talk about it, whether I liked it or
Yeah.
didn't like it, or had stuff to bitch
Yeah.
about or not. It's like, of course, I'm sad on that level because like I love talking about more Wheel of Time stuff.
I would sign the petition for it to come back, because that means
You
once
did
every-
already.
Yeah,
John.
thanks,
It's-
Tom.
Yeah.
That means once every couple of years, I just take a 2-month break from the show and I can just relax and then come back. So how dumb was it? You guys are like, "Oh, so dumb, Loyal Tide."
Well, you have to make another child every time they put out a new season.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
No,
not.
I just
That means,
no.
that means Tom
If there
just has
wasn't
sex
if
every
there
2
was
years.
a baby, I would not have watched it anyway. I would have just
Yeah.
been gone.
Yeah.
Although,
All right, so this is the last thing that happened, or the thing that they're working on here, and this is a
what
campaign.
confuses me.
They raised over $30,000 to put some billboards up, but just to get their plan is to. I mean, I'm gonna fuck this plan up because I'm not gonna read it, but
Is it out
their
of line
plan.
for me to talk about like how many people could use that money right now?
No.
Yeah.
All right.
All
But
right.
you know what? A lot of these people, honestly, these people that would donate to this, they also donate their money to like Palestine
yeah.
children.
They're the ones that do all our charity stuff that they're the same
Yeah.
people that donates to all the charities
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why Tom got booted from the show over his asshole.
Yeah, Tom.
comment.
That's why Tom's gone.
Yeah. He'll be
Anyway,
back.
I don't know how many they have yet. I don't know if there's more than what I have evidence of, I guess is what I'm saying. But, someone put... Well, this came up first. It's the one in black there on the side.
Must
and it
see
says-
that.
it-
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, let me put that on loop so you can see it while I'm talking. I forgot.
Has anyone contacted you about creating artwork for any of these banners or?
No, but they
The
did. I
billboards?
mean, they made a nice looking billboard.
Oh,
Did
okay.
have
So this
Okay.
billboard says, I could have spent this money on my Amazon Star and subscription, but they canceled my favorite show, so here we are instead. Again. And I don't know what the again is referencing. Help save the Wheel of Time, tWoT.com. And then this billboard, I think after they had raised all that money, went up in place after that. And here's some shots of it in the same place.
That's the
So that's in
Brazilian-
Times
that's
Square.
The Brazilian one.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Brasileiro.
don't know,
That
like-
explains
Yeah.
why there's.
That's
That's
Wheel
why
of
it's
Time
LA.
Brazil.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that Wheel of Time Brazil? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why they
Hence
have the
the,
flag
hence
on
the flag.
there.
Hence the
See,
flag.
that's
That's
why I
pretty
was
wild.
wondering. Someone created artwork for that, so I was wondering if they were going to be doing that as well.
It's in the same location. That's weird.
Onde é
That-
Brasileiro?
What do you guys think about that billboard that they put out? The black and white text. Like, I wouldn't read that, but I don't. I'm not.
It might make me stop and read it just because of how
In Times Square?
You know, very like, I don't know, stark and empty it is. Like you'd be like,
Okay.
what is that? Like, why is
Well,
there just
like-
text on a screen?
I think right where that
Okay.
is, like to the bottom right of the picture, there's seating and food, and
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that's a pretty busy area.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm remembering correctly, or even like reading the geography right. But
Yeah. So this
pretty
one
sure,
up
yeah.
there,
That's like an outdoor food mall, I think.
That's a good spot then, huh?
Yeah, that's $32,000 apparently.
No, that's just one of them. If you look, so again, they laid their plan out pretty well. I mean, like,
I mean, if
you
that,
know,
if
they-
that
I
if
haven't
New York
read
City-
the new one.
digital billboard
where-
this many, like 96 plays, this much money, you know, so and so. Like they
that's-
were very
that's what I
clear on
think
like
it is.
where they
That's
want
a
to
lot
hit.
of people sitting around with nothing to do and tired from walking and getting something to eat, looking at that maybe.
Mhm. I mean, it might. I mean, well, that billboard's been up for who knows how long, but it's you know, Save Watt has doubled since last Tuesday.
I just don't know,
So, I
like-
mean, it might be like
I
it
think
might
it's
be
a 20
causing
I
people.
think it's a
care.
24-hour thing.
Who would
Yeah,
who reads that and is eating a hot dog and like is annoyed because their kids want more cotton candy, and it's like, yeah, okay.
No, I guess that's a lot.
Like if you,
I don't
like if you
know.
don't already know, like, is that swaying you?
I don't
so
know.
I think that's the thing, though. Like a lot of people that aren't our community might not even be aware it's canceled. So like that, I mean, getting a like awareness out there, and they're just like kind of go. It might be like a year before they're like, oh wait, that was canceled. Oh man,
Well, then
you know,
that-
like,
that-
and then it's
next-
way too late for them to sign a petition or care.
But then so the next question is, so if you're trying to reach people like that, do they know what SaveWatt.com means? Save the Wheel of Time, sure. Save the Wheel of Time on Amazon, even maybe. Have you
Save
I
ever
mean,
watched-
he wrote Amazon subscription, and he wrote help save the wheel of time, and then it says SaveWatt.com.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's
but
pretty.
I'm with Tom's point here, though, and like so.
And this is pretty clear. Oh, this one doesn't. Oh, the wheel must
No,
keep
it's
turning.
not.
I guess it's not clear. Well, I think this one again. They're trying to be careful to not like copyright infringe. You know, like
Yeah.
they can't write like he specifically didn't write Amazon. He wrote Amazon, star-shaped hole.
The
But
abstract.
And-
I think Tom's point's
Amazon's
relevant,
not going
right?
to sue anyone for trying to get the show back.
That'll teach them. My brother,
just
I've got
saying,
some
you wanna
friends.
be careful.
Like there's like a lot of people I know who are like very close to the community, but don't keep up that closely with the show. Just never kind of got into it, that kind of thing. They didn't know it was canceled. They would like for it to go because they're like, well, I wanted to finish season 2, but haven't gotten around to it. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
is part of the problem: declining numbers.
That's all
And when-
TV these days.
True enough, but like so when I told them like, yeah, they canceled it, like, oh, that sucks, and that's it. Like, they're not really that they didn't know because they didn't finish.
Yeah.
It's all
Well,
very much.
I think you can do
irrelevant point to
casual.
why it was canceled, though.
You can do casual viewership catch up numbers for like a streaming comedy show, for like a show that's costs millions and millions
Sounds like
of
a
dollars for
scam.
an episode. A little bit. That's the other. Maybe everyone's had too many meetings at work where they don't go to weird websites and click weird links. They're like, I'm not doing that.
Well,
I can
the
wait. Okay.
billboard sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not the best. But it's not
I don't
that
know
bad.
much about billboards, so that's why I'm wondering,
It's got big
Actually, we
don't
bold
know
letters.
much.
It's
Let's
getting you to
well,
sign the position. What else do you want it to be?
let's dig into that. I don't know much about billboards. Let's talk about it.
So
Let's
have you ever
unpack
been
that for a
to,
minute.
Joe, I got this. Have you ever been to No Billboard Building?
where is it?
Well, I don't know.
It's just
I've never
called
been to
land.
No
It's just
Billboard
called land.
No billboard building land?
No.
Let's
Oh, the
go
new
to
one is
no
better.
billboard building land. Let's
Oh, the
go
white and black
to
one
no
is bad.
billboard
Yeah, yeah.
building land.
Yeah, I mean, a billboard is something that somebody
Let's
reads
go.
while they're driving or walking by that should get your message across immediately and what to do
Right.
immediately.
That the Brazilian
You
one
are
does that.
quite
It's
welcome,
got
Patrick.
Save Watt in yellow. Bright
Trick you
yellow.
into thinking.
Yeah.
Dog Home Alone.
Oh yeah. At the end of our Home Alone episode last year, I was like, if you've watched this far, tell me. I'll send you a print. And like 3 people were like,
That's awesome.
I watched all the way to the end.
Why?
The way I look at it is Firefly was canceled, so anything is possible.
So that's a relevant point. This is irrelevant. Like, there are like
man. If this becomes a Firefly, I'll blow my brains out. They keep talking about rebooting that show. That was on in like 2001.
That came out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it.
Can you imagine if Tom's suicide was because the Wheel of Time was redone? Like
What if
that
they
would be the ultimate. Like,
No, he
So
said if the conversation continues for the next 20 years,
just
he doesn't
for
care.
25 years. Well, because all right. So the Firefly people are the brown coats. What are the Wheel of Time people going to be called?
book cloaks.
The book cloaks.
Yeah,
No, those are the Nazis.
I thought the book cloaks are the bad guys.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Brown
We
coats.
are not. We are not. I mean,
2003
tWoTcast
for Firefly.
is not book cloaks. There's a
we are
difference.
just
Glenn,
we're
Glenn,
in the middle.
save that kind of
hands
content
of
for
the
my
real
space.
material.
Okay. Make sure
Yeah.
there's an update for that. People who are just tuning in, it's important to know that we are not affiliated with book cloaks because we don't care about queer representation. We don't care.
No,
is
We're
that-
don't
fine
care
with
about
people
that?
being any color. We
Whoa,
love
whoa,
the
whoa,
We didn't
costumes,
care
we
that the
love
show did
actors.
that, Tom.
Yeah, we don't
I
care
didn't
about
realize that was. Like, I thought there was just
That's
this
the-
No,
thing
clip
about like,
that.
anyone.
Clip that.
Yeah,
We don't
the
care about
book
this
cloaks
or
are on
this or
there.
this. No, we
Yeah.
do. We care about all that.
No, well, we don't care about anything that's been
We don't care that it was
changed
there.
as far as that
Right, yeah,
goes.
Oh, that's not a
But
good
the
name
book-
for those people. Then just call them racists.
Yeah, they're
I
just
thought, like, the
racist.
book cloak
Yeah.
thing. I thought was just like because it wasn't like the book, hence the term book.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
Yeah, that's
Racist
like,
cloak
that's
would be good.
because there was
The
nothing funnier than
waddles.
someone being called a book cloak.
What's the,
They're mad that if anybody who's like not openly gay in the Wheel of Time is gay on the show, they call everything woke. You know what I mean? Like I believe
woke
that
is a term that
I
people use to slander anything that they just disagree with. It doesn't matter what it is.
Hey, shut
Okay,
up, woke
so
Tom.
maybe
Fuck off.
I might I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm
just
pissed at you,
from-
Tom. You sound like you're trying to be all
Like
woke.
my fucking phone bill is higher than I thought it would be. I just call
No
it
locals go
woke.
near
Building
the
is
or
woke.
anyone. That's New York City's toilet, and we all stay away.
That's what we used to call my mother for a while, and I would prefer you to be nice to her.
At least it's not save twat. It should be
That's
It
save
actually
twat.
should be
That's
same
nobody-
thought.
No one's trying to get the locals to sign the petition. They're trying to get the foot traffic.
Best case, no show. Worst case, show.
I have a really good story about going to a strip club in Times Square, but not for here.
Not for
Let's
this
hear
venue.
it. Let's hear it.
It's really kind of irrelevant to everybody but Joe. I'll tell you one day. Just remember.
Save twat
Okay,
with just a
so-
map of Tarvalon might get more engagement.
There's a decent chance.
It's a great idea.
Okay,
Yes,
you
is
got
it?
Beej, you need
Beej, you
okay,
should have been in the
anybody
graphic design
watching
meeting,
this,
man.
Put up a billboard that just said they canceled the show where the island is a pussy.
Save twat. Hashtag
That's
save
it.
twat. SaveTwat.com. We should
Okay.
start
That
our
would-
own edition.
That would
And
get,
we'll
that would
see if we
get,
can outrace them.
that would get an insane amount of engagement.
Yes.
Millions.
Millions.
I've had a lot of good ideas for saving the show tonight.
You've always got you're the ideas.
I would
guy.
only want more.
Deeply ironic.
Why, man? We're never going anywhere. We're going to keep talking
Yeah.
about the Wheel of Time until we're dead.
Yeah.
What are
Or
you
at least
talking-
until Tom's dead.
Yeah.
No, you do it after
We-
that. We already had the replacement's ready made. It's already part of the show.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Now I don't
It'd be
even worry
really
about that. I
funny.
guess.
Fast forward 5 years, it's just gonna be like Taffy,
Bros.
myself, and
Every
two
time,
other
every
people.
time, every time we talk about this, you know, I'm gonna be I'll be the last one alive.
The book cloaks
I'm
were
gonna
the
be-
anti-woke sort that objected
Yeah.
to the show for reasons beyond adaptation issues. I don't know, Glenn. I got a
Oh.
lot. There's a lot of people being called book cloaks that
So
were
that
just
was-
upset about like black people being cast as certain characters or like
Well,
and
yeah,
like.
but
you
I
know,
think that-
there was a lot
I
of
think
that going on in the beginning.
I didn't like that they chose any people of color. Ever.
That's true.
And you,
It makes a lot
can,
of sense.
you can quote me on that because I read none of the book. So I guess I misunderstood the term, although I'm going to use it anyway.
I might be wrong about that.
Finn said, "I've always respected the show because you guys make fun of the same things book cloaks pick on, but then make fun of the book cloaks for how they say it."
Yeah. Didn't know it was the thing.
It's called constructive criticism.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, that's spelled
it's called
C-U-N.
being annoyed by things without being racist or sexist or homophobic. Like
Yes.
you're just legitimately annoyed.
Basically, yeah.
I love women, but God, I hate talking to them. And that's not sexist. That's just how Taffy feels, and she told me to read it.
Okay, so for example, unanimously, Jono, horrible, wonderful, same thing. Lovely, wonderful. Do you remember when when Elaine and Avienda kissed, right? When they hooked up?
Yeah.
Joe's like, hey, how do you guys feel about that? We're like, that was fine. That was fine. It was like we talked about it for less than 3 seconds. We said, it's fine, it's fine. Don't we're like, it even kind of furthers the story. We could see why that would like make them become closer more quickly and how it would but cloaks are like, no, fuck that. Like they get crazy about any kind of changes. You know what I mean? Yes.
To me, something like that is what they probably all jerked off to anyway in the book when they thought there was like some sort of big 4-way happening.
I mean, I've said this before, but I thought it was a smart way to get all 4 of them into a legitimate relationship at some point. It was a smart way to get into that. Like starting 2 of them off without Rand, like made it make more sense to me.
For sure.
To me, that seems like masturbatory fan service. Like that seems like that's a good decision, not a bad one.
Yeah. So A, Tom was 100% correct. B, I feel like the only problem I had with it was fucking different from the canon. Now, partly that. I just don't know if it's like really led up to it. But at the same time, and like what that does to these characters.
Don't get me wrong. People definitely got called book cloak for wanting the show to be close to the books, for sure. But I think somewhere that book cloak thing got conflated with the people that were like upset about some casting choices and like, certain kinds of representation in the show or whatever it may be. But like,
I just felt like it's important for people to know, especially
maybe we should take the term back.
I think John was just pissed that only 8 episodes a season, but no chance for 6.9.
Oh,
yeah, you had to get 90% of the way through the 7th episode or the 6th episode. I don't know. It's an interesting question there. And then stop and see what it was doing. Taff, are you going to sleep?
I'm trying to hide from the sun.
I gotta tell you, I think it's fantastic.
It burns my skin.
No. Keep doing it.
Look how pale I am.
I know you're very beautiful.
Min and Matt had more romantic build-up. People keep bringing that up. I didn't see that as romantic. I saw it as like buddy cop comedy style.
I saw it like that as well. Yeah.
Like I didn't read I don't I mean you can read into anything I guess, but like I never saw that way at all. I saw like the way they were using Min was kind of like in the way that he is with Birgit later in the books. Like just like palling around and drinking and shit. Like I didn't like see them as like
just a little
romantically interested in each other. Yeah. That being said, I don't think Min and Rand had almost any romantic chemistry whatsoever, and
not at all,
or anything to really build off of. But they could have gotten there eventually.
I don't know. That scene with them in the first season was pretty decent when he went back to visit her in the tavern and was talking.
Yeah,
to
that
her.
was okay.
There was some chemistry.
It seemed
there,
like he was just more in a.
Yeah,
that's true. They did have like
years ago, and who remembers that?
Yeah,
I remember it. I just feel like that was more Rand's in a dark place, and he's like any dude talking to the bartender. Like it didn't like necessarily feel like they had a connection per se, other than her possibly seeing
that she was
herself in the visions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we stop for a second? I want to remind our audience that Joe just said it's a sexual connectivity of any dude talking to the bartender. And I feel like
the non-sexual connectivity.
tWoTcast is still open. That's good.
Yeah.
Then there was also
tWoT cloak.
tWoT cloak.
Just us.
I feel like the cloak thing just has a negative connotation. I don't think we should stay away from it completely.
No, that's
not like
true.
Abby and Rand had anything until they banged it in there.
Well, that's not true at all.
Yeah. Have you never hated the person who's tutoring you and all you wanted to do was hate fuck them?
Oh, no.
There's music and poetry written about that. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. I like you sexist motherfuckers.
Yeah. But then there's the dichotomy of like people calling, what did they call them? Show cloaks? That was happening.
Oh, yeah, the opposite.
Anybody who was like
everything with the show is fine, it's perfect. And you're like, no, it's
and
not.
getting mad at people were like, what's up with the dagger? They're like, shut the fuck up, nothing's wrong with the dagger. Like,
you're like,
they
there's
called
some
them
things wrong with the dagger.
Rafe Rafe somethings or
Rafe
So
Cloaks.
yeah, so there was like all kinds of drama about
It almost seems like we're saying that 80% of the people that watch the show were centrists,
yes.
and that the extreme left and the extreme right are really fighting each other.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, staying away from our names.
My name is Joe.
Dumb world. Yeah, I want to stay away. I hate everything to do with this terminology is really fucking stupid. It's also really fucking funny. We should probably take give us better terms, Taffy, for all of these.
What if there were no terms for it and just people had opinions about the TV show?
I don't think so. They have to be looped together.
I believe they're called Show-chan, like the show.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's it, Professor LOL. That's right.
Cloaks.
Hake. That's good.
Now we're Hague's truthers.
Yeah, we're
We're the flat earthers of the wheel.
No evidence whatsoever for our theory, but goddamn, it's right.
We're driving into the ground.
Oh,
Since
we had a show. Now we don't. I'm sad, and that's fine. That's another thing. Like, I am upset for the people that really did love the show, whether they blindly loved it or just enjoyed it for whatever reason. And like, I enjoyed it on multiple levels. So
yeah,
I'm also. But I was so annoyed on it on so many levels, and then liked it on so many levels that I still kind of feel conflicted about whether I'm like upset or not.
Yeah,
and I don't like.
He seems mad about it tonight.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna end the poll, but like
feelings are okay.
We had 65% said they want more show, and 35% said they wrote no show.
That's fascinating.
What's the poll?
The poll ended. I mean, I just ended it, but it was 65 for more show and 35 for no show. So it was the majority of people wanted to come back. Yeah, whether problems aside.
I legitimately vote more show. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Right.
What's the downfall here? Like we've already had.
Well, if you no show, what you do is don't watch it. Congratulations.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Congrats, you got no show. Yeah, exactly.
I know I was like raging, but I just didn't watch season 3.
But that's because you wanted it to be the show that you wanted to watch too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not that you don't want the show to exist at all.
Yeah, we mentioned it last week a little bit, but like it is borderline tragic to me that the writing and acting and set design and everything was in costume was like so great and it was put into use for such a poor like story and decisions.
This is a solid content. I've enjoyed many shows that were not nearly as good. Yeah, and that's true.
I've watched I've seen some pretty insipid Jeopardy episodes, and I think that's the greatest show of all time.
Do you think they'll renew Jeopardy next year?
I don't know. Like the one I can't remember, it was yesterday.
Well, word on the street is Ken Jennings is very sick and not going to be around for much longer. So John is going to lose another host.
His roommate Brandon Sanderson. Maybe Brandon will take over.
Yeah, Sanderson's going to take over. Sanzo Branzo is going to take over Jeopardy.
John, did I
while he's hosting the show, he'll be writing a book and signing autographs.
The whole time. That man's not human.
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah. The autographs are the book.
Oh, that's right. That's true. The whole book.
It's final masterpiece.
He's been writing one extra letter on every signature. Figure it out, fools. You have to put them in order. Oh my god.
I wouldn't even be surprised if you told me that was the truth.
Fascinating.
John O. Sanderson is a robot, though. You're right.
Do you guys want to hear something that was new to me that I haven't really heard from somebody yet that I've talked about on the show? Okay, you guys remember my good friend Megan that has the Canadian basement?
Of course.
So her and her husband watched it, and they first they felt bad about the cancellation because they thought I would be upset, which is very sweet, and I'd love them even more for it. Right? Yeah, they're great. But they actually liked 1 and 2, but they did not like season 3. They said it didn't make any fucking sense to them. And these are intelligent people. Like they're like,
So
and they
good.
watch a lot of things, you know, and they a very varied interests. And she promised to give me Anthony actually made a detailed list. Her husband.
Yeah, I would.
Present with
Honestly,
me
we
if
should
things
talk
that-
about that.
I'm curious to
and
see
these are,
in
these are
brief.
show-only
I'm curious
people.
to
They've
see
never
what
read the
they
books.
what they meant by that in more detail. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
me
curious
too.
to see.
But I did send them your resurgence of covering Eye of the World, where you did it more in depth with like 14 episodes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Anthony is going to be listening to your podcast because he really likes the story, but he would like to know what actually what the
Crown Royal.
original
Oh, well,
story is.
That
So
was
you
probably
guys,
not the best thing to send him. Then.
oh, he'll love you guys. When you
you-
guys
could you
restarted,
not-
like it was like episode 200 something when you guys started covering Eye of the World again.
I don't.
What? It was
Oh, by the
200
way-
episodes ago?
Yeah, it was something like that. And Joe,
Eye of the World- Eye of
your
the World
1, 2,
reread
3,
is pretty
4
old at
are
this point,
mixed
though.
in there. You have to
Seriously?
look at your podcast list. It's an out of order.
And we're not even done with.
Wait, what's that?
Your podcast list is that mine? It's out of
Yeah.
order a little bit. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are mixed in the middle of your
I think something weird happened with like the way iTunes. Are you talking about specifically on iTunes or just anywhere?
It's whatever whatever the podcast app. Yeah, I guess it's.
I
iTunes.
think it did something weird where like they were gonna start archiving our shows. And then I was like, and then I had to like, I think I had to like republish those four for some reason. Like, so they're like way out of order, but like, so they were like the release date on those is way off, I guess. Anyway, that's all that is.
Okay.
And I'm not sure why. I don't remember why. It was many years ago.
Okay. Sorry to jump all over the place, but I thought you guys.
No, I'm actually fascinated by that idea.
I'm gonna
because I was like, let me
pull up the tWoTcast archive on old studiojoeera.com because I'm actually curious when we did that.
Share your screen. Share your screen.
I shall.
This feels like a terrible idea.
No, it's fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
So are you going to tell us? Are you going to tell us? Where
nope, he's sharing it with himself.
He said he'd be right back.
Yeah, he's going to J1 out. He'll be back in 7 minutes.
J1 out.
Do you have the dick cam on him?
Yeah.
Are you
Johnny, you have the dick cam on him?
Most of the effort is unzipping his pants now. He's gotten old and arthritic.
Jesus. Okay, here we go. So, 2011. Wait a minute. You guys were doing it before that, right? Was it really 2011?
No, I think we're doing it before that, but like I think
Joe
really we got like 20 episodes in and we had to like restart for some reason.
Oh, that's right.
So it was like technically it was 2010. Do you remember that, Donna?
I do remember that. Fuck.
This
yeah,
this is back in the olden times, the olden reread times.
Yeah, because I remember like we were joking about.
This is a very long page. I'm just going to scroll very fast. Forgive me. There goes the cave. King Curler Chronicle.
Yeah. You guys are missing
our
out.
first Home Alone episode, John. 2014. That's when we started doing Home Alone.
Yeah.
All right. King Killer, Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2.
Okay. Oh, look at these fresh-faced babies. Look at Jason Denzel.
Jason Denzel and you. Oh, Maria.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like Maria looks so good.
Yeah.
Oh, there's us and Ellen. Oh, how cute! How cute! There's Lauren in the art show.
So cute! Look at those babies. It's that baby's birthday tomorrow.
Yes, it is. I did remember that. Sorry, Taffy.
No, that's fine.
Whoever
sees her has to kiss her for me.
It was Royal Rumble time.
I would hope.
Oh man.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right, here's
next year.
Here's 2017 when the glow stick eye ale joke became reality.
Yes.
Oh, and Amy gave us a vagina egg.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
And this is when Tom wasn't showing up, so Kenny pretended to be a part of her show.
What have we moved on to here?
I'm just looking when the reread started. That's what I'm doing, but we got caught up on
I think it was.
We're going down memory lane, Tom.
I believe it was 2020. It was
where's the all time?
we're good.
We should do a
August.
reread. Where's the all time?
There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
2020.
Yeah. Where's the all-time?
So the reread has been going on for 5 years, and we're only on book 4.
Well, we were going slow. We were trying to do the reread in like conjunction with the show.
You did it
So,
in 14 episodes for each book. I think.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I think 14 or 16 or something like that. But,
Okay.
yeah.
God damn.
Or maybe we went up
That's
from
all
14
we need.
to...
We don't need.
Yeah,
Did
that's
we-
it. That's
did
it.
we do-
Reread.
Did we do
Still
those
2020.
episodes spoiler free for future books?
No.
I don't
No.
think so.
We were just rereading the books the same, like, but in more depth than we did the
Yeah.
first time.
Some of my drunkest episodes are the movie
Charity
ones.
Stream, Weapon of Thing is an
probably,
idea that Tom
huh,
had, and we did one episode of it. Never went back to it.
Oh man, that was a mistake. We should do that. We should bring that idea back.
we could do another
Yeah,
one.
Weapon of Thing is a great idea, though. All right, so Dragon Reborn was 2021. It had been a while, but that was in
Been a
conjunction
while.
with season 2, and we had to wait a while for season 3, and that's why we waited so long, I think. Season 1 of the show. Oh wow, we were like way ahead on that, I guess. That went into 2022 a little bit. tWoT Quest.
Block West, Jordan Kahn.
Or Jordan Kahn.
Oh,
the companion.
Fuck yes.
Oh, Die Hard.
This
Grown Up
is
Home Alone.
terrible content.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, what's good?
We're done. We're done.
The wheelies. Wait, there was the wheelies.
Twice.
The Twilight.
The
Oh, the
Twatties.
twatties. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was
Willy's-
great content.
Yeah, I'm looking
Anyway.
It should
forward
be
to.
noted, by the way.
So we did.
Um,
We reread the show. I mean, but if we did book 5 soon, it would be pretty close to when we did book 4. Like that. I mean, I think it's fine.
Once
should be
this
noted that we
TV
have
stuff dies
consist-
down, we're just going to get back into a reread and just like
I'm
legitimately do
I'm
that,
so
right?
excited for that.
Fuck yeah.
To read
Yeah.
book 5. That's gonna be awesome.
Also, we should do a Twatties of the show. I still think that's a fantastic
That-
idea.
that's a
Professor
really
LOL
good
said,
idea.
and I remember actually
love
looking for
that.
a reread podcast back then and before the show started and found you guys and listened to your first reread of before Memory Lane came out. Oh, that was old.
Nice.
hope-
Where's the X-Men stuff, Tom?
What X-Men stuff do you want? This is a Wheel Time podcast.
When's the next Royal Rumble?
Anyway, it's,
Oh, we
it's
should-
next-
We could do a Royal Rumble episode soon. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
all right. So we're gonna do an
Oh,
episode
how
where.
old are we?
Seriously.
Are we old?
So we're gonna do. We'll do an episode where we make Wheel Time characters X-Men characters, and also when we make Wheel Time characters Alpha Play characters,
Mhm.
and then we'll do a Royal Rumble.
Mm,
Awesome.
I
We're
like
keep
only
everybody-
using Wheel of Time.
Oh, that's
show
right,
characters.
Liam. That's true.
Oh, I'd love to do a Royal Rumble. I'll put TV show characters in it, and since I get to control it, they will just constantly get destroyed.
I was 20 in 91 when I started reading WoT, so yeah, I'm old. I mean, we all are.
That's Tom's age.
Oh, okay.
It's older
Yeah,
than
I guess. Well, yeah.
The Spins were
Royal
an Alpha
Royal
Play
Rumble show
centric
edition.
episode.
I don't
Just
mind that
fucking do
idea. Like we stick to the characters that were in the show and how strong they were in the show. I mean, Nini would get her ass kicked, unlike Shonen or unlike Book Nini.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, you still because you get no powers.
Yeah,
Well,
Land would not win.
Oh,
Land gets
God.
killed
Pussy ass bitch. He'd cry in the corner.
Hey, by the way, season 3 of the show, Land, same shit. Just so you know, Tom. You missed a lot.
I just
no,
remember,
you're right.
I was just reminded that I used to call the baby a punk ass bitch every time he was crying, and then I stopped doing it like a long time ago, and I have to get back to it.
For number 2.
No, number 1, I haven't called him a punk ass bitch in like a year.
Oh, you need to
Too bad.
teach him how to say that. You need to start.
I
calling
call
him
my
out
kids
constantly.
punks all the time, but not punk ass bitch.
Yeah,
You know what I do?
It's harsh.
Don't have kids.
it's like, what are you whining
Yeah,
about,
there you
you
go.
punk ass
Is that
bitch?
true?
Also, still have all my money and my freedom. Yeah, it's nice.
All right, what do you
What
guys
an
do? You guys
illusion.
want to talk about this Rafe addressing the community, or do you want to talk
I
about
would
what
love
are they doing
to.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've only
because
got,
it
like-
doesn't make any sense to
Yeah.
me.
Started
Hold on.
because I've only got a few minutes left.
I don't get what
Yeah,
the
Tom,
message
you're gonna probably orgasm 3 times during this, so take your time and get your.
I have read it.
No, we all have
We-
Reddit.
Well, I mean, we have a separate chain with other people.
Oh, I
where-
think you're talking about the website Reddit. And you're
No.
just excited that you've got your own account.
I've been asked the same question many times last week. Why was the Wheel of Time canceled? And the truth is, I don't know. I wish I could say something clear and tidy that explains to all those who love it why it's coming to an end, but sadly I can't. What I can say is that the actors and crew on our show are the most talented and wonderful group of people I've ever had the pleasure to work with, and we've all been incredibly lucky to make something that was not only beloved by fans and even critics, but also watched by huge numbers of people all over the world. Appearing in the Nielsen top 10 for 20 weeks, a feat very few shows have been able to match in the last
Are you
decade.
doing the whole thing?
One of my core goals in making
not
a
gonna
show,
pause
even from... Do you want me to pause it?
Yeah.
Yeah, pause it after like one page at a
All
time.
right. Do you want to do it? Well, I was going to read it and then we could
Let's
address
talk
it.
about the first line of. You want to know why it was canceled? I don't fucking know.
You're the showrunner and you don't know.
You finally come.
And
out
the
to
truth
talk about
is,
it.
I don't know. Wow, how is that
Is it
even
just-
possible?
Is it a
They didn't
shrugging man
tell
emoji?
They're
Did
like,
he go
the show's
address?
canceled.
Did
Why?
he address
Oh,
the
we're not
cast
going
and
to
crew
tell
and
you.
just like I don't know what's on. I don't know what's going on.
So hold on. It may be, and I don't know this. It may be that he's not very smart.
It seems
Like
like
you
it
didn't
seems like
understand the
this.
meeting?
I mean, the thing in the
Doesn't it?
entirety, and we'll get to the rest of it, of course. But like, it seems like it's the words of someone that one is completely given up. So like, it seems like the show gets renewed or somehow. Like maybe he won't be involved, and it sounds like it's somebody that's like saying what they're supposed to say. You know, like, but like hedging their bets for like future shit. And
I feel like he
like, you know what I mean?
poorly
Like, it seems kind of like it read sort of empty to me, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So,
That's what I
uh,
said. I didn't know what it meant. Like, I didn't know what he was trying to say. I'm sorry, Jono. Go ahead, honey.
Oh, it's okay. I don't know why it feels to me like this is like a weird thing from one of the greatest
okay.
SNL episodes of where Christopher Walken's the trivial sidekick.
Mhm.
And if you don't know that one, go figure it out. Like just that, like it's like he knows the smallest, like, most unimportant pieces of like the actors were great. All this was great, but I don't understand the larger picture of why it was canceled. And the answer has to be, to quote Dave Matthews Band, or is it Blues Traveler? Look in the mirror, my friend. Like you fucked this up, dude. Like you're in
Well,
charge.
I mean,
of
so
this.
Glenn has a good point though. Like there are showrunners that don't know how many views their shows are getting. Like I've heard that before as well. Networks
Yeah.
keep shit to themselves. Like they
Who
don't
gives a
tell.
shit? That's
Well,
not the fucking point.
Well, I'm just saying, like him
yeah,
saying "I don't
that's
know"
not-
isn't like the worst thing in the world. I'm just saying, like it
I
just
think it's
sounds like
pretty
it just
bad.
feels like an empty.
Yeah,
comment.
like,
It's pretty bad.
It's bad. It's bad. You don't know why it's canceled. Look at the fucking thing. Look what you've done to your fans. Like the fact that
Here's
you've
my-
got
all right.
these like.
My next
Calm
one.
it down.
Do they still have Nielsen ratings?
Yes, less than
Yeah.
Nielsen rating.
They actually, there was something that came out about that, but they only counted up through. By the time they did their tallying,
Tallying.
only episode 4 was. It was only 1 through 4 that was out, so they don't even have correct numbers for the entire season.
But also
'Cause it was
streaming
like
that
Are you
the
talking about
middle of
season 3?
April. Season 3.
there aren't
yeah.
there
Okay.
aren't no real Nielsen ratings. Like they're irrelevant. Like streaming platforms just keep those numbers to themselves.
Mhm.
Correct him.
They release data points that make them look like shows they wanted to survive. Maybe they could just come out and be like, "It's the most watched show in the history of the world." Not only on Amazon Prime, but every other streaming network. We know for sure, and everyone would be like, "I guess."
Right.
Like
Who
they
am I
don't
to
release that. They do not release that information. They're non-transparent. So like I don't understand. Like where does that Nielsen
Mhm.
ratings? Nielsen. What are you talking about? You gave a Nielsen box to some college kids that watch Amazon Prime?
Again,
What are
it's
you
less
talking
about like that he's talking about that, and well, it's more the fact that he's even talking about that at all. Like it's just like I want more. Expand this first paragraph. What do you mean? Like, and the truth is, I don't know. Why don't you continue to say, here's many of the reasons why that could have been, and maybe it's this, or maybe it's that. I'm not sure, and I know everyone's upset about this, or maybe that. Like, it's like reading a paper with no thesis. You know, you're just like it's just a ramble. And I don't. And
Instead of I don't know.
again, some
how
of
about-
it's addressing like like the actors and the crew more than like the fans, and then I'm like, just talk to the fan. Like this is the fans.
Hey,
like
there are many factors that go
Yeah.
into these decisions that we don't have control of. Something
Yeah,
like that.
this-
Like I don't know.
This is a terrible
know.
response because you can look it up really fucking easily of what the fuck happened. Yeah.
It got canceled because he killed Loyal twice.
Oh God.
It's
Craig T.
so,
Nelson
I
ratings.
agree, Glenn. They should be required to release those numbers. I think it's bullshit the way that
Yeah.
streaming
I
services
gotta
work.
tell you guys, I didn't tell you this before, but I did go to Amazon here in LA, and
Mhm.
after they killed, well, I don't even say killed, after they threw him into the pit of never-ending tumbling through the void, I compulsed the new head of Prime, and I said, "Get rid of this fucking show."
Good.
I'm feeling spiteful and vengeful, but I just went like this. I said, "Oh, I did it like kind of like Mogideon. Oh, you don't want to renew the Wheel of Time. You're going to get rid of it.
So you're
My
responsible.
beloved Ogier.
Are your fingers black?
Don't tell them anything. Just say you don't know. You're just not going to renew it."
Why were
Tom,
your
the
fingers black?
one character
Were they
Tom, one thing you fucking missed. Mogideon season 3.
Oman?
Unhinged and amazing. Like
Totally
100%.
awesome.
Yeah, loved it.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah,
Like,
she was awesome.
She was literally award winning in my mind. Like that was
That's all I've heard.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Except
Like
I didn't get the fight between her and Nynaeve, and I'm pissed about it. Anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's not her fault. The actress.
No, not at all.
That's not
at
her
all.
fault.
And also, she hung a man up by his intestines.
Yeah, that was
That was pretty bitchin' looking.
yeah.
Yeah.
One of my core goals in making this show, even from the earliest crafting of the pitch, has been to tell the whole story, because the Wheel of Time books do what television has always done best: get better as they go. And as actors and team came on board, they too could see the potential if we were allowed to finish this incredible story. We made many sacrifices, both personal and creative, along the way to get to that ending. So coming up short feels like a devastating blow for all of us. Much has been written about this large trend in TV toward fewer seasons and with less episodes, and finding quicker ways to acquire additional streaming subscribers.
Jesus.
And I mean, I'll just keep going.
No.
Well,
But
no,
I
don't keep
genuinely
going.
believe.
Do not keep
Don't-
going.
All right,
Don't
sorry.
keep
What are you
going.
doing?
Yes, John.
So go back to the narrative real quickly here. My favorite thing, and I'm not going to give this person's name because he or she, it's a he.
Oh, you're gonna say what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of my core goals, ellipses, has been to tell the whole story. And a friend of ours, and I won't give out his name,
Or her
his
name.
response, or her name, it's a dude,
Or
because men are assholes, was, "You haven't started telling the fucking story." And I fucking died laughing, as did
Oh,
Joe,
man.
as did Tom, as did the rest of us on this thread. That because it was 100% like, we wanted to tell the whole story. Okay, great news. And then there's this weirdly ironic thing. Pull it back up there again.
I want to
if you
tell
would, Joe.
my whole story.
Yeah, true. Pull it back
Tell
up,
the whole
Joe.
story. Fucked up. Hold on, I'm getting the comments.
Exactly. Like White Man Wild. It was White Man
Tell the whole
Wild.
story. Oh, he couldn't even tell the eye of the world. The whole statement is politically safe. I mean, I agree. Like that. That's
Right.
kind of what I was saying. It just seems like kind of
It's
like
neutered
here's
bullshit.
words that I'm supposed to say, but
Yeah, I
nothing of
think-
any real substance. You know,
He wanted
that's
to say
like,
something because he saw the
1,
campaign
2.
and everything, and
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
that
was Tom going to get by?
yeah.
Oh, I thought he was saving 5 minutes. Let Tom have one more moment. Tom, come back.
Well, I can't.
Tom,
make him
come back. were we not listening to him?
No, he
No,
said he
he's
had to
gotta
go soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bye, Tom. I love you, Tom. Bye.
Bye,
I really thought he was doing
Tom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like he was going like Mambo number 5.
I think we need to. We need a fake little outro just for Tom when he gets tired and hangs up.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, Johnny, what were we saying?
It's just a limping penis. Go back to the one last thing that I think is a wonderful juxtaposition against the first sentence. So one of my core goals of making the show has been to tell the whole story, followed by Where is it? Oh, right here in the middle. We made many sacrifices, personal and creative. How do you make a creative sacrifice while also telling the whole story?
In adapting the books, like it's not without the realm of like a show can exist and be happier and closer to what we wanted from the beginning and still have to make cuts and stuff like that. But like,
but you say,
that's what he's referring to, obviously.
But no, he's not. I said we never like we. I feel like the way he says it is an extreme juxtaposition against his original statement in paragraph 2. So
yeah.
Tommy Come Back is my favorite song.
Tommy Come Back.
Switch to the real logo. I did.
I don't know. To me, I feel like this is a man who's on the run from reality. And like, you know what? I don't blame him to a certain extent. He probably expected to get a 4th season and maybe a 5th season.
Yeah, for sure.
And to continue like improving, right? Like, no offense to the guy. I thought his original product kind of sucked.
I still think it's an extreme long shot, but there is a fucking chance that all this Save Watt stuff does work. And
that's
they're
true.
like, fuck, we fucked up. They really want this show back. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's got a huge following. We're dumb. We're going to make money from this, like, kind of thing. I mean, who knows, you know? But, like...
It was a long shot to make this show.
Yeah.
Like, I still remember how incredulous we all were when it was announced and it kept going.
The outro for Tom should be something about not getting his nuts caught in his zippers.
I would watch
just a real quick, like... Ow!
No, not getting his nut.
Oh yeah, not caught.
And then going. But I don't know. I feel like the show was never really expected to go anywhere, and the fact that it made 3 seasons.
Sacrificed his creativity because he wants to tell his story. I mean, like,
it kind of feels.
I don't disagree, but on a lot of levels, I mean, he did. He did make a lot of good stuff happen too, you know. I mean, like, I know. We really do I mean, we really do say a lot of negative shit all the time, but there are a lot of parts of the show that I really liked
that are like awesome. Like, really,
there are some
cool
very awesome
fun.
moments, and they become more frequent as they go on. I found it fascinating that I don't know. I mean, we've said this 1,000 times, so let's just go for 1,001. But the fact that he was able to finish season 1 without being supplanted or being like undermined is very interesting. And I guess he's got this wonderful scapegoat, which is a legitimate scapegoat, like a legitimate truth of COVID and a new actor. But like, I don't know. The amount of autonomy he seemed to have had did seem unprecedented. You would have thought that like what Amazon would have done was like put another creative producer, quote unquote, around him to kind of like have him in checks and balances. And maybe that did already happen. But it just, I don't know. He had a lot of freedom of movement that I don't know if he ever really earned. If you could, Joe, there was a GIF, freedom of movement that I think that like I'm not sure he earned.
Yeah, it works. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god.
Anyway, much has been written about this larger trend in TV toward fewer seasons with less episodes and finding quicker ways to acquire additional streaming subscribers. But I genuinely believe that this goes against the fundamental strength of television, long-form storytelling. It is an art form, much like epic fantasy, which at its very best gives people a place to go and spend time with characters that they love and year after year. And I believe there are executive studios and networks who know that. I believe that we will find our way through this current iteration of the industry and get back to what we do best, bringing great characters into people's lives and living rooms, or people's living rooms and lives every week. Will the Wheel of Time get to do that with another network and finish the story? Sadly, it's not something that happens often, but it does happen. Again, going off on a weird tangent and talking about the state of the industry and like how television isn't what it used to be, kind of thing, feels like that's not what the problem is. You know, yeah,
it's defeatist in ignoring the issue, which is you ignored your original audience and you didn't appeal enough to the secondary audience. And I think that that's kind of it in a nutshell. I mentioned this thing from another medium of video games about like there was always to this I forget who it was Dragon Age, like to the producers of Dragon Age, like, don't worry, you can make whatever the fuck you want. There's this giant cave of nerds who's always going to watch, like, play these games. So you don't have to make a game for them. Make it for another audience and see what the fuck happens.
Uh-huh.
And the answer was those nerds hated the fucking games. They didn't buy it either. So it's just a very wrong point of view. Full bush porn is a. So I have no disagreement there. You know,
Wave supports tWoT coming back, but without him. Do you think he would support? I would think he would.
I think he would.
I mean, begrudgingly so. Like, but I think he would. I think he likes and loves the books as much as a lot of us do.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't, in a lot of our minds, translate the books well to the screen, or how we wanted it to go, doesn't mean he wouldn't want to see it happen. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah.
I'd like to believe that he's a big enough person to be like, this show should exist with it, whether I'm attached to it or not. But like,
Probably.
you know, maybe he's not. I don't know.
I think so. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do. I hope so. I think so. And I do think he's a legitimate fan of the books.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't get this far without really loving them.
Are you guys going to do one of the little, like, either reading or the tWoT are they up to now? Okay, give me a second. Don't do it yet. I'll be right back.
Well, no, yeah, we still have one more screen. Okay, Taffy. We still have one more part of this quote to get through.
No, it's just you and me. What the fuck do we do?
Yeah, in fact, one of the reasons we first chose Amazon as the home for the show was because they were in the midst of picking up The Expanse after Sci-Fi canceled it. So who knows? Perhaps the Wheel of Time show will do what the books have always managed to do since day one, defy the traditional definitions of beginnings and ends. I certainly hope it does, because this book series and these fans deserve to see the story finished. Well, at least he wrapped it up nicely and got back to the fans and what they want. I can't argue with that sentiment.
Nothing negative to say there. It's a little serendipitous, a little kind of like, you know, maybe. Here's a one-off scenario that happened. Never in there does he admit any sort of fault, but at the same time, why would he? He's still technically like auditioning to continue his own job, I guess. Yeah. And slash, like, you know, maybe hoping tWoT works. Yeah, exactly.
Back, you know? Yeah, he wouldn't be like, I fucked it up, I'm sorry, guys. And then he'd be like, oh, we're back? Oh,
it's me again.
Yeah, it's me again.
But, you know, it's kind of, it's an interesting thing. It's bizarre. And I don't really know how you do this gracefully, right? Like, hey, my creative ideas got us canceled. You know, I in fairness, that's a tough thing to swallow.
Patrick said secondary Game of Thrones got viewers because tits. Let's not be silly here. I mean,
you're not wrong.
I don't think he's wrong. Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, Game of Thrones, like the thing about Game of
Thrones, people are like, the next big HBO show where I can watch, you know, like I know for a fact it's a Game of or it's an HBO show, so there's probably going to be boobs, and I can at least
there's nice rack, hot sex, like there's some good stuff going on. And also, there's a plot that sometimes makes sense. Like, I don't know. I feel like half the stuff that happens in the Wheel of Time, if you don't already know what's going on, it doesn't make sense. I don't feel like the lore was really understandable. And even Game of Thrones, they didn't get into some of the deeper parts of it, but that's still surface level enough for you to be understanding, hey, there's dragons. Hey, there's this. As opposed to what a dragon and or Dragon Reborn is.
I can finally talk now that the woman is gone. Oh, she's back. She's back.
Oh, shit. Oh, on mute. Thank God for Otto. Otto did us well there.
I could stay.
Haters lovers, was Ruidian good?
6 out of 9. That's how I feel about it. Like, you were given the easiest, like, most amazing scene in the entire, like, maybe in fantasy, like legitimate. Like, in all fantasy, like, that's one of the coolest fucking scenes. That entire back and, you know, one step forward, one step backward through history.
This is a good.
And they did a decent job.
Dude was a bad choice to run the show, but he was hired, so it's not his fault. that makes a lot of sense. I mean, like, they chose him, whether they made the wrong decision or not. Who knows how much like studio involvement he had in that first season that kind of like got him so far off track. Every time he spoke publicly about it, it always seemed like he was desperate to get back to like the books and be like, just keep watching, it's gonna get better, like that's all it sounded like he would always say. So like I have to imagine, being a kind of very new showrunner and being in charge of such a huge series, like maybe the first season really wasn't under him per se, and more under the executive
there was
above
like
him.
Stuff with the Bear brother, right?
Yeah, like there was a lot of notes like wolves, that's too close to Game of Thrones, we should make it Bear Brothers instead of Wolf Brothers. And he was just like, absolutely. Like, you can't do that, we can't do that, like they'll riot. Kind of
and there's also
there's a lot of stuff that we I mean, like there's a lot of that stuff back in season 1, like where you'd hear about that and you'd be like, oh my god, I'm so glad they didn't do that.
There's another thought though, that if they chose Rafe, what were the other options? And I know someone, and Joe does too, that was actually a fairly large proponent of Rafe versus other options that he or she didn't want to talk about. But, if Rafe was the best option, what's that say for what the fuck else was going on?
Yeah. This is back to the Rowidian comment, but it was just the season 3 episode 4 was one of the best episodes of television in many years, in my opinion. I mean, I loved that episode. I thought it was amazing. I mean, there were still changes from the books, but those are the kind of changes that I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can live with.
They had to make that fit in the, they had to make it fit in the show. Those are the kind of changes I'm always okay with.
The weird thing, but it was like the lore stuff and the magic system stuff, like her finding that Choden ball,
Choden ball, yeah,
and then taking it into the art is like, there was really, it's just, there's no, I mean, I don't know, I don't even know how to say it again. It was
most other options
that
probably
would have
wouldn't
exploded
have
the
even
terangrial or something, or
Yeah.
it would sent them into another dimension or some shit.
That
taking
would,
objects and,
yeah.
So Taffy, like what I'm gathering from that point, because you brought that up before, but like it just seems like that's just a simple thing of show her find that after, like that's
why the fuck not?
How easy is that fix? Like, where's the person on that team of writers, and it should have been Rafe because he's the one who has read the books and knows what the fuck he's talking about, going like, oh wait, she can't walk in there with that thing because that would fuck up the other terangrial, so we need to make her find that after. Like, just move, like while they're breaking the episode, just go, oh, we need to move this scene towards the end because it doesn't work otherwise.
And if it lengthened her stay, then tell us. Oh, you took an object of the power, like a really powerful object of the power, into because she's playing with her fucking globe all the time later. So like the other channelers could probably see it or sense it.
She's juggling balls. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, look! I can still see Jono's titties. That's really good. You know what that reminds me of? Oh, what is that movie? The bowling movie, the Amish bowling movie.
Oh, Kingpin.
Kingpin, one of the best movies ever made.
We all can agree on one thing.
She's fighting that one dude, and her tits are like punching back. Do you remember that? It's so good. That movie's incredible.
That is a fantastic movie.
It really
is.
His
hair getting worse and worse. Bill Murray's hair.
That's so good.
Join us next week for Kingpin, by the way.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, Patrick. You want me to read it? We can all agree on one thing. You can't adapt 10,000 hours of a book into 8 seasons of a show. Why can't we agree that someone trying that was good, though? That's all we're ever getting, kids.
Oh,
maybe it might be right.
I mean, he's probably not wrong.
Right.
So this is where I would counter that as well. Continuity of their own rules that they made off the show.
Continuity.
Was
see you in.
What the fuck? Continuity.
Yeah.
Sorry. What did I say?
I don't know, some shit. I mean, again, there's so many back and forth.
It's easier if you don't make up your own shit. I mean, agreed. Yeah, like is something going to get cut from the books? Sure. Our whole plot thread's going to disappear. Sure.
Yeah.
Why am I watching shit that isn't anywhere? It's like we barely have enough time to put the actual books onto the screen. Like what? Like
So
I
will say
one thing. Wait, hold on, John. One thing I can't stand it when people are like, I don't want to see a direct adaptation of the books. I'm like, why not? Just because you read it? I want to see that visually. I want to see the books that I've had in my brain on a screen. Like that's what an adaptation is. Like, does it need to be like beat for beat? No, but like I want to see the huge moments. And there was a lot of like moments stolen from other characters and given to other characters that didn't make any sense. Like there's lots of that going on in that show. And and it's just one of those things where I was like, why take that away from this character? That establishes very quickly in the show that they're kind of this type of character and so on and so on. Like, I mean, I could point to specifics, but that was happening left and right. And it was just one of those things where you're like, yeah, was I happy to see the show at all? Yes. But like, those kind of changes bothered me. And it wasn't like, oh, they cut this stuff for time because it's a 10,000 hour book series. It was, why are they changing that? It fucks shit up for later, or it doesn't establish this character to be who they're supposed to be at this point in time, kind of thing. I don't know. Dumb choices. There's a lot of dumb choices.
I feel like we've rehashed this a few times.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to
assume Sarah was pulling her hair out in the writer's room. Maybe private.
So that's a wonderful point. And Sarah, if you don't know her, is a very kind, wonderful person, a legitimate, deep fantasy, like deep Wheel of Time fan. I have no idea. I feel like they kind of put her in and I'm sure she wouldn't agree or disagree with this, but they put her in a weird situation where she was kind of, again, I'm making this up for her behalf. I talk for women all the time. They can't speak for themselves.
That's
not in my
true.
house.
Yeah.
But like, that she's really kind of put in this weird situation as like a kind of safeguard for the fans. And yet she's on a situation where it feels like a lot of fans, and by the way, really feels like personally, don't love the product. Not entirely endorsing, even though I love the show for many reasons, some of which are my lack of love for the show. I feel like that's a tough situation for her. That's fucked up. Like, can you imagine being the person who's kind of expected to be like, keep it secret, keep it safe here, Gandalf. And if you fuck it up, your name is very much affiliated with it. That sucks for her.
Yeah, for sure.
They say though,
where she was having to create reasons why things happen later after they do something, so she has to like create a reason why it would work.
I don't know. Like that's
cut shit, change shit, but don't add shit. That's kind of where I'm at too.
Yeah, fair enough. That's really easy.
Or add when you need to, if it like helps bridge a gap. Like, if you're cutting something, But I want those scenes too, Joe. But does canceling get us to I mean, obviously not. I don't want it to be canceled, Patrick. Like at the end of the day, I don't want it to be canceled. But like, and season 3 was by far the best season, getting us closer to the books.
It's deeply ironic.
Continuing that's what they were doing.
Yeah. There was something we were actually going to cover that was coming up, wasn't there? And I forget what it was.
It was nice to know that Moraine carries lots of daggers, just like she was actually a rogue class.
It's right. Right before she walks into, what's the name of the fucking city? Into the Aiel.
It's still so crazy, like, especially a show that's on a streaming service that has their own product selling website did not have all kinds of merch.
I mean, we mentioned that before too, but I was just like,
that would be free marketing if they've got like.
Well, also it was already built in. There was people making shirts already. Like there was Tavern Tees. There was like people making stuff already. Just like keep them making stuff. Like just be like, oh, by the way, now sell your shit on Amazon.
Fuck you, Joe.
Yeah. It's such a no-brainer.
Because the shirts would come up like they'd have like a Wheel of Time, and then here's some of the merch mugs or whatever, like in the banner across the top, and then it'd be like Wheel of Time. What's that? Oh, it's a show that they have. Like it's built in right there. So
I'm
that
okay
would
with
have
them
been-
adding if it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, me too. Like if it makes sense. Like if
Yeah.
there's a
Well, I don't.
Again,
I'm not
like if
gonna
you're
endorse
cutting
that.
one thing and you need to like bridge a gap somewhere and then like and that makes a new scene exist, like yeah, sure. But like
Well, I
Yeah.
think you got to be careful with what does adding mean and making sense, right? Write that one
Right,
down as
right.
the dumbest, like corollary or caveat, because I think that there's adding a scene sometimes makes sense. Adding new mechanics, I think, is where you start losing people, right? Like, hey, the Heron Mark sword is the only thing that can kill a fucking Forsaken.
use tWoTcast voice chat. Oh yeah, I mean you guys can go into the Discord and I mean the link to that is below if you feel like going to the Discord and using the voice chat to argue more. By all
Yeah.
Oh yes,
do
please
that.
argue more. But
I'll come hang out with you later.
Yeah, and I should, but I won't. And I love you for that, me. But that kind of thing, that type of addition of making a Heron Mark sword mean more
But
means
for
less.
sure
The
that
show.
says, "Can I ask you
Right.
a question?"
Also,
And
adding
it's just
that,
Layla.
Oh my
Layla's
god.
dead.
like that.
I
Dead
love
body.
it.
That's a fuck me. Like what a
Yeah.
bad
Well, John,
piece of
like that was
writing.
I think that was one of the things that Sarah had to add later to clean
Oh,
up for
Amazon
them.
only had the broadcast rights. Sony still had the merch rights.
Oh, okay,
Interesting.
Vince,
That
thank
makes
you.
that actually makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, you
But
know
does
what?
that
Because it
help
was
anything?
it was Sony's people that we were talking to. Well, even it doesn't help anything. But again, there were people in place doing stuff already. So
Yeah,
it's like,
that's
why
the
not?
thing,
Why
it's
didn't
like-
Sony just go keep making stuff? Here's
just give
here's
us
a contract.
give us a cut. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not
It
that
doesn't
hard to
hurt
just say,
or help
yeah.
anything. Well, it just helps. That's really
Right.
what it is. Here,
Yeah,
sign this.
It does not.
Sign this piece of paper and keep doing what you're doing, and it just helps the show.
Yeah, because just for context, and those who don't pay attention, Joe was a legitimate Wheel of Time artist for a bit, was able to actually publish
Yeah.
his stuff under that onus. And then when this started really picking up steam 6 or 7 years ago at that time, like before season 1 came
yeah.
out.
Yeah, it was before season 1 for sure. Yeah.
Harriet was extremely kind and kind of gave them heads up and all this shit. And, let them take their license as far as possible, like as Wheel of Time artists, he and
Mhm.
several others, of course. And then, hey, you're done, at least under our auspices.
I mean,
who knows what may come afterwards.
When
And
I
so
talk
it's-
about that stuff, like, although
Yeah,
thank you
thanks.
very much, but when I talk about
You're
that stuff,
welcome.
I'm really not talking about my own art because, like, I'm just selling paintings at Jordan Gunn or something. I'm like nothing changed to them. They don't care. But like, Tavern Tees had a legitimate T-shirt business that was growing
Yeah.
every year. It's just like, and they were
Yeah.
gonna move
And
into
they
like
had
doing
some
board games. Like we were about to start
wonderful
working on
shows.
board games with them and stuff,
Hold on.
and that was gonna
We
be
had
fun.
some wonderful commercials. We spent a lot of time on those commercials.
I just remember like Tavern Tees had a bunch of stuff that they were building towards, and then like when those licenses stopped, I was just like, oh, that's such a shame because that would have been super cool. Like they were calling it a Snakes and Foxes games, but it was really kind of like almost like a Hero Quest type D&D game where it's kind of like easy to play, but like with cards and stuff. But it was about like entering the Tower of Genji kind of thing and like actually having to deal with it. It was pretty amazing. There's Dole
Oh,
Tom Maryland.
And
Right.
the Wheel of Time companion. Joe's
There's-
artworks in the Time companion.
You can't see it right here, but there it is. There's the thing.
You can kind of see it.
Fuck you.
You know what bothered me about that? I drew
Fuck you.
I drew that so long ago. But one of the things that bothered me so much about that, because like Maria was like a psychopath for the continuity. And I
yeah.
drew Tom with his patch cloak on, and I had like a million layers of detail, and it looked amazing. And she goes, well, he's not actually wearing that in that scene because he gave it to Rand because with the harp. And I was like, oh, you're killing me, Maria. Like, you like legitimately had me change it
She's
to
not
just
wrong.
a brown cloak. And she's
He's
not
wearing a
wrong, but at the
brown
same time, I'm
cloak.
like, it's just a painting. It's okay, like kind of thing.
She's so awesome.
Anyway. Yeah, it was funny. I was just like, oh, you're killing me. That's
Yeah.
Tom.
Oh,
that's
that reminds me.
why I wanted to draw Tom.
Also, And I don't know. We probably don't need to go forever tonight because
No,
my stamina is low as my old age creeps in. But one of the biggest issues for me here is that I can't really talk to Maria or Alan about this because of, they may have thoughts.
Yeah,
and
they
don't know
have
if
to be
agree or
careful.
disagree.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
frustrating. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Well, at the
Amazon.
same time, I mean, like for that exact reason, I mean, which is kind of probably why Rafe is being careful in his comments. Like
Yeah,
he's got to
for
be
sure.
careful not to like say anything wrong or bad. When you're that far into the public eye, you have to be very careful with the words you put out online. So he probably was just like, "Here's some generic stuff. Sorry, I can't really say
Yeah.
anything." Or
And he had to say something at that point because
He might
the-
have done better saying that because his first screenshot that you showed was Rafe with easily made jokes about
it's
his
Rafe
product.
with easily made jokes.
Yeah, that's his fault though.
Maria's super cool, Glenn.
yeah,
she
she's
is.
awesome.
Come to Jordan Con.
Photoshop in a green shot. Oh, they're talking about Alana.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Jono was going to say there's a restraining order and they can. Oh, no, nothing like that. No.
No restraining order yet. Maybe next time on tWoTcast?
Confidentiality agreement, but no, I don't think there is. I think it's just they're guarded. What are they doing now, Jono?
Hey.
What a great name for that segment. Also,
Jono,
you should
What
change the
are they
tag.
you gotta
doing
say it.
now, Taffy?
What are they doing now? And also
Um,
change the T and the O to be lowercase.
What are they doing now, Jono?
Who do we have
doesn't-
this week?
It doesn't work with the blocks coming off the arrows, Jono. You know who we're talking about tonight? We're talking about Karima McAdams, who played Lady Suroth.
Hey.
Hi.
You don't actually have to read her bio there, but that's who we're talking about. It's just copy and pasted from IMDb if you guys care to read it. Here she is. There she is.
She looks better on the left than the right. I bet that's some
I have to say, they did a phenomenal job making her look like a crazy psychopath.
Yeah.
Because she looks like a very normal human being in real life.
She's kind of sexy on
Okay,
the left.
that was
It
one of
looks
the
like some
amazing
weird
things
facial
that
on the right.
their creative choice to make the Sean have American accents was so interesting and cool and added to their evilness. It was really because everybody in these fantasy shows they all have
British
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
But it really, I thought that was a really cool idea that they had to do that.
Well, weren't the original Sean Chan other than his neighbor Sean Chan Texan? Wasn't that kind of the idea?
That was the idea, the drawl, the slur. Yeah.
Texan drawl.
They probably didn't
I
want
don't
to
know if I
target
I'm
anyone
so
specific.
glad they didn't do that, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't mind that being the inspiration for the books or where Robert Jordan was maybe that accent for those guys. But in the broad scheme of things, I'm really glad that High Lady Suroth wasn't talking with a Texas drawl.
Yeah.
There are certain things, if you remember, there was something there was one of his posts years ago, obviously because he's dead, where Robert Jordan was here's who I'd want to have these characters. And some of them I was read and I was that doesn't make fucking sense to me at all. So I'm glad that we didn't get
Glenn agrees,
100%. No.
They have American
Yes, they
accents.
do, Simone. Knows more than her fucking husband. doesn't
Texans
she?
have more than one accent. Yes. Glenn.
Impossible. Texas is one small place.
The show
Same people.
did great on some things. I mean, they did. I mean,
They did.
The Sean Chan were pretty badass. I mean, for the most part. I
I don't
really
know. I don't think
enjoyed
I never put it together that it would be an American or Texas accent.
I only heard
just-
that outside of the books.
Okay.
That being said, in the books, he does describe it as a slower way. They always describe everyone in Randland as talking quickly and fast and cutting, having cutting accents and stuff like that. And then theirs is always sounds slow and drawn. And
I just didn't make.
I don't
that
think it's
connection, but
literally
it makes
supposed
a
to be
lot of sense.
they're from Texas.
Right.
It is.
Doom Prophecy. She's in 2 episodes. Sister Nazir.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's where
Shit.
that's where she's been in 2024. And then apparently, I
So
didn't know the show had a second season coming, but her other credit is Hijack. No name as of now, but it's very early for this show to have a second season. So she's in episode 1 so far. So we'll see. I mean, maybe she's a recurring character. I don't know.
Wait, how is there a second season of Hijack?
I assume it's just going to keep being.
Is he just constantly on the
character?
wrong plane?
Maybe he's not the main character. I don't know. All I know is that Hijack, because I didn't know Hijack had a second season coming. So that was
I did not know that either.
So I was just like, oh,
season.
so she's in season 2, episode 1, apparently. Okay. And who knows? If it's any of the same characters, maybe it's all new.
That's a terrible. Like that should just be a one-off limited series, right?
I mean, I thought it was, but anyway, that's coming out in 2025, I think, apparently. So maybe sometime this year, Hijack season 2 will happen.
Hey.
Yeah. So that's tWoT she's been doing now.
I watched Dune Prophecy.
Did you see Dune Prophecy? You know how we talked about Travis Fimmel, I think is his name. He was Ragnar, and she was also in Vikings.
Yeah. We're not doing what did they do in the past.
What did they do in the past?
What are they doing?
But it's a
what are they doing
connection
since the Wheel of Time?
Because they were both on that show together.
Okay.
Which
So that does remind me. Joe is working on a. I feel like I'm not drunk enough for this joke. Maybe I'll just hold off on it.
No, pound a drink and then let it go.
Yeah. All I've got is water in front of me. I'll give you the basis for the joke. Joe is working on an all-lesbian sequel to Vikings.
Okay.
And
is it called
rhymes with Vikings, and that's all. Yeah.
It rhymes with Vikings.
And she was going to be his number 1 casting choice. Why is it my name? It's not. Why is this my name? This is bullshit.
True.
Yeah, this is definitely Joe says horrible things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just because there's no evidence Joe ever said that doesn't mean it's not true.
I believe it. I believe that Joe said that.
I mean, I say horrible things all the time, you know?
That's true.
By the way, we should be noted that Dune Prophecy sucks.
It was also it does it? Because I like the movies. Is it that bad? It's not good?
So it's based off the Brian Herbert stuff, not the wait, which one's Frank Herbert's the author. Brian Herbert's the son, who coincidentally writes. So it's not bad. Like, it's beautiful, like, imagery. It's just not a great plot necessarily to follow, which I heard is important.
Right? Yeah.
I enjoyed Dune Prophecy, not based on the books by Brian, but a sequel of one of the trilogies. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So based on I apologize, Glenn.
Glenn knows all.
That was a good guess, though.
Things.
That was a good guess, though, Jono.
Well,
that's been
what are they?
I assumed you were right as well. That was fantastic. Great job, Joe. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
What else we got?
I almost added Uno because they're married in real life and did 2 at once, but we'll see. Maybe we'll see what Uno's doing next time.
Oh, those 2 are married?
Yeah, Uno's married to the High Lady Suroth.
Okay, well, we can do him next
week.
Thank you for doing a woman this week.
There's by the way, there's a lot more women characters in the show than men. We'll definitely be doing
more women. I just thought it would be good to switch off.
Oh, he's married to Suroth's voice. Thank you, Glenn. Sorry.
It's Suroth's voice. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Uno and Suroth's voice are and I feel terrible for them. Because they are from, or where they had been is in Prague, right? And they were kind of like ambassadors.
Yeah, the Prague Theater Company,
Theater.
I think, it was like a big thing for Uno.
Yeah. Well, and he died, and now she's forever unemployed for working with Rafe.
So didn't you guys do an interview with him? Why didn't you ever share that? What was the? Oh, should I not ask about that on my?
That is correct.
Okay.
We did do an
You
interview.
can ask all you want, and we will not answer.
Okay.
It just it wasn't the right vibe.
All right.
Also, we're terrible at interviewing. I don't know if you noticed
Mhm.
this. We're terrible at show. So we interviewed him. He was nice, wonderful person. I'd actually already known him beforehand through Alan Romanchuk. And then I don't know, it just wasn't really our bag,
Okay.
as Austin Powers says.
Well, I'm glad that you guys got to chat with him. That's really nice.
It was actually really nice. It was a very fun time. It was a very fun time.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like better people did it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can work on that. We'll start pulling people on to interview them. I'm
Actually,
really
what we're
good.
gonna do-
I'm good at asking people questions because I'd rather have other people talk and ask people questions than have to talk about myself.
All right, Tabby, start booking guests.
Okay.
Actually, yes.
So that's
please start booking guests.
tWoTcast for this week. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. The tWoTcast theme song is brought to you by the one and only Taffy Bennington. And legendary Andrew
Bartime.
Links to all their stuff is below, of course. If you, for some reason, don't know about their prolific histories of writing awesome stuff and putting it on YouTube, please go watch it. Taffy, is that YouTube link still work?
It does. There was a brief period of time where.
All right, so it was brief and it's back.
It was brief. He just
Not boxers.
my video partner is he's an old school punk dude, and he got he was super against when YouTube started forcing ads on everything. We've never been monetized. We've never tried to get subscribers. We just wanted somewhere to put videos. We're adding content to their platform for free. You know what I mean? Technically. So he's like, fuck YouTube, fuck them.
Fuck
like
fuck
they're putting hemorrhoid cream commercials at the beginning of all of our videos, we don't want to sell their shit,
Well, it's not literally shit, by the way. It's healing from.
Well, I have a list because that actually was some good suggestions. So I'll send you my hemorrhoid cream list. Let me just write that down and we'll post that on MySpace /tWoTcast.
Yeah, MySpace.com/tWoTcast, the news space for all of your Wheel of Time news. It's www.myspace.com/SingWithTaffy as well. Connect with us and we'll shout you out in the next episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everybody who's going over there. It's nice to finally have a place where you guys can get more information about all these things you want to know about, right? MySpace is the place.
I'm fascinated by the actual internal controls of MySpace. Can I start? Not can I?
None of it makes any sense, John.
I know, it's so weird.
Join us next episode for more Wheel of Time covering. I don't know, more Death of the Wheel of Time. We're done talking about this, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's saved by then.
Maybe that would be a.
I was gonna make a MySpace Rafe Judkins profile, but never mind.
I'm Joe. Say goodnight, Jono.
Good night, Jono.
And Taffy.
Bye, you guys. I love you all. Chat, I love you. Thank you for being here with us. And your feelings and your thoughts are important to us.
And your prayers.
John's titties are important to us too.
Animals.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast goal.